Ideas and concerns. Is there any real need for concern? I think so. We're talking about Gatsby, of course, and there are definitely some themes, ideas, and concerns that this text explores that are worth knowing about. But before we talk about that, why are we talking about this in the first place, you ask? Well, I mean, little thing called the VCAA study design for Unit 2 of Literature kind of dictates what you do and don't need to know. Now, I've highlighted the key bits, as you can see here in Outcome 2, which is what we're focusing on. Basically, it's saying that by the end of this unit, you should be able to compare a couple of texts with some interpretive writing, putting forward your own interpretation, as it were, of a particular focus. For example, you should focus on ideas and concerns, the form of the text, the author, the time in history, or the social or cultural context. Now, I'm going to say one thing to you, and people might not like it, but this is the way it is. I'm going to drop some knowledge bombs. The ideas and concerns of a text are often inextricably linked to the social or cultural context. I'll write this word. That's really neat. That's so neat. But if you don't know what that word means, by all means, Google it, because I don't have time to explain that right now. Clock's ticking. Now, your key knowledge for this unit is that you should understand how text may present personal, social, or cultural concerns, which I have said are inextricably linked to ideas and concerns, not only by this word, concerns. And you'll need to know the ideas and attitudes texts appear to endorse, because, of course, every text has something to say. Now, your key skills that you need to be able to show me will be to comment on the ways texts represent personal, social, or cultural concerns. Excuse me. So, again, inextricably linked. Now, I've been on SparkNotes, all right? I don't just tell you to look at it and then use something better myself to get ahead of you. I genuinely think it's pretty good. It explains that themes, ideas, and concerns, they're all in the same basket. They use the term themes. But themes are the fundamental and often universal ideas explored in a literary work. Now, this first one, the decline of the American dream in the 1920s, sounds totally universal to me. The American dream's not only American. I mean, let's face it, people who don't have much and want to be able to make something of themselves, that's pretty universal, and that's the American dream in my eyes. Your eyes, the internet's eyes might be completely different. I don't know. Not the point. All right, we're looking at the hollowness of the upper class, society and class, love, visions of America, wealth, memory in the past, dissatisfaction, isolation, mortality, marriage, gender, lies and deceit, education, compassion/forgiveness, and religion. Now, these are just some of the themes. I've been all over the internet, and the list is about a mile long. I just picked out a few. All right, these are not the only themes. They're not the best themes. They're just some to get the ball rolling if people aren't sure what I mean by that. Now, why is this important, you say, Mr. Edmonds? Well, let me explain. These themes, ideas, and concerns are the ways in which a text can present a commentary on the society that it is written about. Obviously, Gatsby is about the jazz age in America. It's also about a lot of other stuff. It's about American society in general. In fact, you could almost argue it's just about society in general if you really wanted to. It's important because these themes are also in some cases universal and can be a commentary or exploration of the human condition. I'll underline the human condition. It's basically the condition we all share, which is what does it mean to be human? What's it like? What does it feel like? What do we go through? So basically, by being able to understand how the text engages with these things, typo alert, these things, the reader can then draw insights on what a text and its writer have to say about the world around them. All right, and I don't mean, specific to that time period. The world has changed, yes, but there's still people around trying to make a living. This is how a text can really be understood as having something to say about the real world. Because, let's face it, books don't exist in isolation. They are about real stuff. And they have something to say about that real stuff. Otherwise, unless the writer's just about the money, they wouldn't have written them. Now, your job to really make the most of this, you'll need to understand the context the story has been written in. To do so, you'll need to research, find info about what it was like in America around the 1920s. So I'm thinking kind of like the decade before. Let's just think early 1900s, all right? Anywhere up until the Great Depression even. Now, I'm not saying by any means that this text only has relevance to that period of time, however. Some of these themes, ideas, and concerns have relevance to all people in all places, even at this time in history. I want you to explore this because it will help you develop a richer understanding of the text, and also because it's good exercise to think about how much of this text is still relevant in contemporary society. Contemporary. If you don't understand it, you know my thoughts on how to find out the meanings of words, and it's not beg me to tell you and then forget 10 seconds later. Work it out yourselves, people. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to cut it off there because this is getting long. I'll upload this. I'll put up the documents. You know what to do from there. See you later.